Good afternoon YouTube, Mr. Mo here, Stick Survival. Just wanting to kick off this video here with just a thank you to all the people who've made some nice comments on the video I uploaded a couple of weeks ago. In that video I'd asked if there was anything in particular that people would like to see me doing, and I think it was a gentleman called Bo Knows had asked me if I would do a £5 survival kit challenge. So challenge was accepted, and this is my take on it here. So we'll do the weight first. I'll turn the scales on here. Hopefully you can pick that up on the camera. That's it re-zeroed, and if I move in you should hopefully see that. The last time I checked it was 4.9 pounds. Oh, there we go, sorry, I'll turn that round so you can see it better. There we go, 4.9 pounds. So just under the £5, and I've actually really enjoyed doing this one. It's been a good little kit to get back into the swing of things. So what we've got here is basically just a sort of old, I don't know, I guess I would call it an old sort of hippie bag. I used to use it years ago for foraging or carrying a brew kit, and it's quite simply just a bag like that. I'll get a little bit closer for you guys. It's a kind of rubberized material here with a little cloth pocket in the front. It's also got a drawstring closure on the inside, and then there's a few other zip pockets in and around the pack, and it's actually very comfortable to wear. So I'll go through and we'll batter into the contents, and I'll give you a sort of my version of what should be in a £5 survival kit. So if we start at the back here, what I've got is I have a lightweight American Army, I think it's the Marine Corps. It's a lightweight tarp, so it's the kind of one that's got some studs and things on it, and it also has the hood that you can put on, and you can see there when I've used it as a shelter, I tend to tie it up to not get the rain in there. But the advantage of these things is obviously you can wear that as well if it's bucketing down with rain, and because it's a poncho it actually covers the whole bag and keeps that dry as well. So it is a really good bit of kit to have in your back. Just fold that up and put it to one side, and we'll try and sort of go through everything towards shelter. What else is in the bag here? This is actually a bag of plain flour. You can see they're kiddie friendly bags, but they have a really good zip lock on them, and I find these bags really good for the storage of food. And flour, as you know, is a very handy thing to have. I've got some other sort of bits and pieces in here food wise, and it's very easy to mix that with a little bit of water and make yourself some bread at night on the campfire. So that's food. The other thing that was in there was the bale. This is the bale that comes off of the Pathfinder canteen. I find it very useful for various items, and that's in there, and I can show you why when we get into the main contents. And I guess probably I'll start with this zip here in the shoulder is actually where it hangs over the back, and I quite like this little compartment here, because what I've been able to do in here is just incorporate a normal survival blanket in there, the silver foil ones. And again, that can be used really good as a fire reflector if you're just going to do yourself an A-frame shelter. So you can drape that over the top, and it just helps to keep some of that heat in that shelter. So that's part of the shelter building, so put it there on top of the tarp, and this is the bit that obviously comes down. And in the bottom here I have a few other items. I want to keep these out of the way because I'll probably forget about them if we batter on. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the Petzl head torch. I find it really lightweight, really useful, and it throws off a really good bit of light. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the Petzl head torches. as a lightweight setup. And last but not least, in there down the bottom, I've managed to tuck myself away a little survival mirror, and there's also just some little pieces of paper cut up in that bag as well that I can take notes on. Well, I'm hoping there should be a pen in here, or there was the last time I packed it, and I find that quite a useful bit of kit. Hopefully we never have the need to use it. So that's the back compartment, and the top zip one. Moving round, we can do the front pouch here. It's just a Ziploc. This is where the vast majority of my food is. Again, I have another one of these bags, and inside there is some porridge oats. So that would be my breakfast in the morning. And again, what I'm going to do is sort of lay everything out and then talk about the thought process behind it. And another one there, which is just across here in the UK, we have pot noodles, and not very nutritious, but do you know what, they're absolutely fantastic if that's all you've got, and there's some hot sauce in there, so it's not too bad. And again, so the theory behind that is I've got the bread to make, or rather the flour to make bread. I've got some noodles there for my dinner, and I have a porridge there for a breakfast. I do think you should have somewhat food involved in there, in a kit, any kind of kit. And there's a chocolate Nutella spread. Again, that just once you've made your bread, you can just put that on the end of it, and it's a tasty little snack last thing at night, just to get the morale going. Then this zip pouch here in the back of here, what I've got in here is actually, sure you guys will have probably seen this before. This is my NATO button compass. It's an excellent little bit of kit, and it's in a little container with potassium permanganate, which is a really useful thing for water purification and indeed first aid applications. So wherever I go, whatever pack I've got, I've always got that in there. It's better than nothing. And in here, this little one here, bank line, guys, sure you're familiar with the bank line. And then in the bottom here, if I just poke it out, I have various assortment of fishing hooks in there to use with the bank line. And also in there, I have some spare batteries for the head torch. I think it's 40 hours we're getting out of a set of batteries there, so between the batteries that's in the head torch and these ones, it should be enough light to keep my head torch on for a few days if necessary. So bank line, else have we got in here? Okay, oh, this is the big one we're talking about. So I'm just going to lay this down here for the moment, and we'll have a look at what's in here. So this is the other bag I've got in there. This is the real good, little bit of rubber inner tube. It's a good fire lighter. It's also excellent used in connection with a little bit of super glue, which I have in here as well. And I have in the past actually successfully repaired a ripped pair of boots with that. I'll get to it in a minute without ripping the bag open. I have a arrowhead here, which can be useful if you're out. This is just a little bag of bits and bobs really. What do we have here? Cocodamol, okay, so a really good strong painkiller. If you twist an ankle or something like that, it can help just to take the edge off it. I have there's the super glue in question. So again, you can use that for minor repairs of equipment, or especially boots and shoes. Water filter. And there's some fishing line there to go with the fishing kit. Water filter and drinking straw. So just in case you're really struggling, you've got something there. Snares, guys. Dozen snares. Carry a dozen snares. Very unlikely that you're going to catch a rabbit in one day, but my reckoning is if you've got 12 snares, then you've got 12 chances of catching a rabbit. So one snare simply no cutting it. And these things here, let's be honest, are probably what you would call a little bit of the placebo side of things. So if you were in that situation, then at least you can keep yourself busy and try and go through the drills. A suture kit, and together with the suture kit some Compeed, it's called here in the UK. It's basically mole second skin, I believe you guys call it across the States. And again, if you get a little bit of blister on your feet, or it can become a little bit uncomfortable, so one of those or two of those I think is in there, a little bit handy. There's a credit card piece here with medical tape on it and various sizes of duct tape, all which can be handy for repairs and used in emergencies. I have a credit card sharpening stone here, a diamond sharpener, and that's just to can touch the knife up. And then some wipes, some Imodium. The last thing you want when you're out, if you've got limited resources, the last thing you need is diarrhea, so Imodium's always a good thing to plug the hole, no pun intended. Inside here, guys, I have a few of those oven bags. Now somebody's asked me if I would do a rabbit in an underground oven, and I will do that in a video in the future. And I always put it in one of these bags because it retains all the juices in the meat, and protein's obviously high up there on one of the things that you want to secure. So getting the fats and the juices and everything from the rabbit or whatever animal that finds itself in that bag is really important to try and retain as much of that goodness of that animal as you can. Again, here's a little pen. This is a sort of write anywhere pen. Yeah, that's in there. There we go. And again, you can use that in connection with these little bits of paper, so you can start writing things down if need be. What else we got in here? Some more fishing hooks, lures and line on there. And then last but not least, I have some TCP, which is an antiseptic wipe, which is really good. You can use that for cleaning up wounds, etc. It's a really good bit of kit to have. So without even going into that pack there, you can see that the fishing kits, well, sort of traps and snares if you like, it's not a huge amount of kit there, but it's something that you can get to grips with and start thinking about securing yourself some food. There's a not bad little bit of first aid there. There's some water purifications, there's light, there's bank line, there's a little bit of food, there's a compass for navigation, so there's quite a lot can be had in a tiny little bag. And then we jump in here into the main compartment, and you've probably seen me using this before. This is the British Army Millbank bag. I really don't go anywhere without this bag. I think they're fantastic, especially when you're want to take the turbidity out of water. This really works. You can hang it up in the tree, you can put your water bottle underneath it, and you can basically take out a lot of the turbidity from the water with your Millbank bag. Fire lighting kit, I might as well just open that up, show you what's in here. It's all sealed up in a waterproof bag. Contents of this, guys, there's quite a lot in here. There's a lot of cotton balls, as you would expect in anyone's fire kit. There's a lighter, there is some small Tampax, which are good because there's a lot of cotton wool in there in a very small package, and it's lit. Gets waterproof to a certain extent with it's good space saving. Normal lighter, ferrocerium rod, and Vaseline in a nice easy pot. One of the things I would say about that is years ago I had a little sort of survival kit and I had a tiny little tin in it, and I went to use it one night and my hands were really cold and I could not get that tin open, which was an absolute nightmare when you want to get into there to get fire lit, and then all of a sudden you feel that you can't open this. So I changed that out into I think this was some kind of cream product in there, but it's a nice easy closed container. That was the theory behind that, and like I said, that's all kept in this waterproof bag. Put that over there. And then what else have we got? Of course, Laplander saw, wouldn't go anywhere without that. In one of the last videos I done when I had the little survival kit, the saw in it was completely inadequate for what I wanted to do, to be honest. So yeah, we'll stick with the Laplanders. They're good pieces of equipment. Here I have the Heat Sheets bivy bag. Again, we can use that with the shelter. So you've got you can use your foil blanket as a fire guard, get inside your Heat Sheets bivy bag, and you've got your tarp over the top of you. Next up is the F1 Falniven knife. This is a survival knife, and I really like it. It's a really bit of kit. Again, I could have used the clipper knives, the Mora clipper knives, and saved myself a bit of weight and got more in the bag, but through personal experience, yeah, I'm not really prepared to give up on my knife and saw. I need them to, you know, they're the real sort of meat and potatoes of this pack, so not really prepared to compromise out on that any longer. And what else have you got in here? Still more stuff. Here we go. And so MSR titanium mug, which obviously you can use to cook in, and I have a water bottle here. It's stainless steel, not sure what kind it is. You can see it is stainless steel and it's food grade and all that stuff. I can't remember what it's called. And then inside here I have a honey. Again, works a treat, either mixed in with that porridge in the morning for your breakfast or on the bread. A couple of sachets of coffee, or one sachet of coffee, sorry. Some jam, some blackcurrant jam. Again, can use that in the breakfast to sweeten it up, or on the bread. And then just a little bit of pepper there. I like a little bit of pepper. That's it in there. And again, you can use that along with the bale and the cup. So you've got a not bad sort of setup there for boiling water and carrying water in the bale. Although it's not brilliant in there, it does hold it sufficiently. It does hold it sufficiently enough over the fire to boil your water out. And I think pretty much, folks, that is more or less it. Oh, there's something else in there. Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. Of course, there is. My spork. Yeah, just a plastic spork. Actually, a little tip, one of the things that I would do with these sporks, if you do carry them, is always keep them in some kind of bag. I had the titanium spork and I had it in my rucksack, and little did I know that every step I was taking, I was shredding the bottom of my rucksack. So from here on in, I'm always going to keep it in some kind of plastic bag or something, just to keep the edge off them. Not so bad with the plastic ones, but the titanium one made short work of the bottom of your pack. I think that is it, my friends. Everything in here. So chuck that over there. If we think about the rules of freeze, the first thing we need is a shelter, so poncho, survival blanket, Heat Sheets bivy bag, the shelter component, fire kit there, water, it stays with the water, tools, food, what else? And then all the other little bits and bobs that you just stuff into the corner of your pack to make life a little bit more comfortable outdoors. So I hope this has given you an indication as to sort of my thought processes about what the kind of things, the bare minimum kit that you should have. The £5 challenge was actually really enjoyable doing, just really having to make you think right down into the nitty gritty as to what you really need in a bag. And actually, I'm so glad that I kept this bag for all those years. It's proved very useful for this challenge. So thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you all soon. A couple of videos coming up. I'd actually like to get out and try this this setup here. I think it's really important that if you're going to post videos up and say that you can go outside and live on that, I think you should post up a video to go and prove it. And one of my next videos that I want to do is definitely that rabbit in the underground oven, which hopefully I can bring you over the next couple of weeks. So thanks very much for watching, and hope to catch up with you all soon. Cheers.